Welcome to the first ever edition of Cozy Cloud Media Podcast with me, your host, Veana Baby. I'm so excited to be here and do this because this is my first time recording myself, doing a podcast and putting it on YouTube and TikTok and all of that. So here we are. Cozy Cloud Media is basically a space for everybody to come and unpack and heal and just get the warm energy from somebody who knows where they've been. Well, I don't know everybody's circumstances, but I bet you somebody has been in your position before, so you are not alone. And that's what I want to bring, just to let people know that they're not alone. So welcome to Cozy Cloud Media Podcast. Okay, so basically on this first edition, we're going to be talking about what started the healing journey, why you wanted to start the healing journey, and what are some things that are helping you during your healing journey. So I started my healing journey because my birthday was last month, literally to this day, last month. And it was a tough birthday. I cried a lot. I was in my feelings. I was thinking about things that I didn't really want to think about. And I really couldn't focus on like my friends and the things that I had going on. So I told myself after crying the entire day that I just didn't want to be in that position ever again. I said, I hope to never be this sad, never be this unsure of myself, and never not know what I want to do in my life ever again. So that Monday, I spent the entire week just planning for myself and just getting this routine going. So it was like, wake up, go for a walk, come home, wash your face, take a shower, eat some breakfast, work from home, this, that, third. And then I incorporated going out. So I basically would go out to a different area every day. So whether it be the park, the Portland Art Museum, I went to a different restaurant, to the bookstore. I went to the opening of Shake Shack without even realizing I was going to the opening of Shake Shack, which was really funny. Because it just was at the pop-up after I went to Powell's Books. It was crazy. But I started to do things for myself and I didn't even call anybody. So here's something that I learned too. I learned how to be alone. Got so codependent. That's what it was. I became so codependent on my friends and my relationships in general that I was scared to be alone. And what comes with being scared to be alone is basically always calling people, always texting people, always being in people's faces and in people's spaces and not realizing boundaries. I was crossing so many boundaries with so many people because I refused to go home. I refused to stay home. So my first challenge was basically overcoming calling people to go do these fun things that I've been wanting to do for a long time. But finally just doing them. And that's what I did. I would just go and do them. And it felt so amazing to say like, oh yeah, I went out and did that by myself and I came home and I felt fulfilled. Yeah. So some things that have been helping me on my healing journey is exactly that. Just like making a routine for myself and going out and doing things for myself and making sure that I'm putting myself first. I had to become selfish. As somebody who loves being a caretaker and somebody who loves being Captain Save-A-Ho, I had to be Captain Save-A-Ho for Veana. And that was different. Saying no to things, not going out because you know that you're not going to feel good in the end. I gave up my vices. I gave up drinking. Haven't gave up smoking yet. We're working on it. But I gave up drinking because yes, there are some people who say like drinking is good and it makes them feel good. But for me, it was making me feel really sad and depressed. And I was like trauma dumping on all these strangers who had like no reason to be hearing my life story and why I felt like I wanted to not be on this earth anymore. And so that's why I was like, I need to stop drinking. I lost a few people in the process as well. 2 people in particular that I've known for about 4 years, who I know space is something that either will heal us or just be something that keeps us apart. But I am here for whatever happens between us, because I love them both dearly. But it's something that opened my eyes. Like when I started losing people, I was like, oh my God, I need to get my shit together, because I don't want to keep losing people, and then I'll have nobody, because that is scary. Being alone is one thing, right? But being like super isolated alone, where there's no actual community around you, that's even scarier. I still have community around me, which is amazing. But I couldn't imagine going through this healing process without them. So on the days that I do want to go out and I do want to lean on people, I now know, okay, I can call on you, because, oh, I haven't been in your space 24/7. Oh, I haven't called you in like a week. Maybe I should check in with you. Things like that. That's what I'm learning. And it's only been a month. Like, I'm not saying that I'm like an expert at it, but it's something that I'm very much incorporating in my process of becoming a better person, is understanding boundaries. Like lately, I had to cut off a family member because she would trauma dump to me in the worst times. Like during my birthday, I was like completely crying all day, and she called me, and it was just a bunch of stuff that she was going through that was then seeping into me, and then I was having like a whole panic attack. It was just a lot, right? And then she did it again recently, and I had to come to the realization that I could not keep this person in my life. I had to let this person go. I had to put up a boundary, because she was not going to be the one to put up the boundary. I had to be the one to put up the boundary. And old me, I think I would have handled it differently. I think I would have said more mean things and done more mean things than I did. But new me did say a little mean thing, but I didn't go as far as I could have. And so that's something that I'm very proud of, because no, if y'all would have just met me 8 months ago, because I am 7 months over, 8 months ago, you would have seen such a broken, unhealed, controversial, like always ready to fight. Like, I don't know what that word that I'm looking for is, but somebody was just so unstable. You know, she was a firecracker. And someone told me when they saw me recently, they're like, yeah, I'm so used to you being like, oh my God. And now you're just like, oh, hey. And I like that. And I was like, thanks. Y'all don't understand how much it took to be this quiet and to be this soft. And that's why I'm pushing for the soft girl era. I am so here for the soft girl era. I just want everybody to know that we deserve to be calm. We deserve to be sensitive. We deserve to be unburdened. We deserve to not have the world on our shoulders. We deserve to be soft. We deserve to be sensitive. We deserve to be pampered, to be loved in a way that's almost princess-like. The soft girl era movement, it's beautiful. It's needed. It's that process that comes after that devastating healing energy that came. So the soft girl era for me came after I went through the worst times of my life. And then I realized I didn't have to be so hard. That survival mode was over. That's when I realized that I was in my soft girl era, is when the survival mode energy just shed off of me. When I could sleep again, when I could eat a full meal again, when I didn't wake up with that pit of anxiety in my stomach again, that's when I knew that I was in my soft girl era. When I didn't react the same to things that I usually would react to, when I didn't snap on people the same way that I wanted to snap on people, when I didn't become that angry reaction, I was reactive. When I wasn't reactive anymore, that's when I knew I was in my soft girl era, because I just let things flow off of me, literally like water. I was just like, okay, she doesn't like me, cool. That's not gonna affect my day. She doesn't want to be friends with me, cool. That's not going to affect my day. I used to let things consume me. When I would find some bad energy out, that whole day would just be ruined, because I would be fixated on what I did wrong and what that person said and what that person did and what I did and what I didn't do. All of that. When in reality, I just wanted to let things go. And that's what I learned, is just to let shit flow off of me like water. I don't want to be that person ever again in my existence. And now on Cozy Cloud Media podcast, baby, let that be known. We're in our soft girl era, which means we are no longer in survival mode, which means we are no longer fighting to be seen, fighting to be heard, fighting to be listened to. We are literally here. We are in the space. We demand respect just by walking in the room. We don't even have to say much. It's just in the look in the eyes. You're going to know that we are who we are just by seeing us. It's just the soft girl era is a movement. And it's happening. It's 2023, 2024, 2025. It's going on forever. It started. It's never finished. And I hope that every person gets to experience the soft girl era, whether that comes after a breakup, during a breakup, before a breakup. I don't know. I hope that that soft girl era comes for you. It took me 6 years to get to the soft girl era, because like I'm not counting anything before 20 years old, because I moved out here when I was 19, 20. So to me, I'm not counting nothing before that. Me 6 years ago, I was in literally survival mode. I was fighting for my life because I was putting on a character. I was being this person that everybody wanted. Like I thought everybody wanted. Little did I know, nobody wanted that version of me. Not a single soul. Nobody wanted that version of me. But I played this character thinking that that's exactly what the world wanted. That's what society, the city, that's what they wanted. But it opened my eyes 6 years later after losing people and transitioning a lot. Like I changed so much. I literally changed styles. I changed personalities. I changed hairstyles. I changed clothes. I've been a different person every year that I've been out in Portland, just because I just didn't know who I was. That's what it was. I didn't know who I was. And so I was making up for it by playing all these roles and these characters and hurting myself, literally killing myself in the process. And the softest, the quietest time of my life came when I found out who I was. And that is somebody who sometimes is loud and sometimes is quiet. Someone who shows their emotions. Somebody who loves film. Somebody who loves color grading, editing. I love making music. I love doing things for me. You know, like I love being alone. Honestly, I really don't like being around people 24/7. It's overstimulating. It's not fun. I love my space. I love my silence. I just love me. Like that is something that I've been waiting to say for so long, is that I love me, and nobody's gonna take that away from me. Is loving me. That confidence. Somebody asked me where you get your confidence from. I don't know. I think you fake it till you make it. I think I faked it for so long that it became a reality for me. I've been faking this confidence for years that it just became me. Like I just believe finally everything that I've been telling everybody else, you know, because I'm good at giving advice. I'm good at telling other people what to do. But like when it comes to telling me what to do, yeah, no. I have a hard time listening. Like listening to myself. I got off track, but I guess that's like what we're going to say the structure of Cozy Cloud Media Podcast is going to be. It's basically just word vomiting energy. And if it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, trust the healing process and just do it. Everything that you keep talking yourself out of doing in this healing journey, just do it. Because I promise you, it's going to be so worth it when you start that routine and you see the progress and you see everything that you're doing. You're going to be like, oh, man, this was worth it. Oh, yep. I'm glad I started. Oh, yep. I did that. Like, it's worth it. I promise you. Just start. You just got to do it. Yeah. I hope everybody has a great night. And I just want to say thank you so much for listening to the first ever edition of Cozy Cloud Media's podcast with your host Veana, and you can find this on YouTube coming up in a week. So it is May 22nd, and you can find this on Friday. I hope you guys have a good night, and I love you all. Bye.